Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful night and a wonderful life. Hey, as always, we're gonna kind of wait until some people show up, but if you're watching this video, I hope that your day is going really, really well, that life has been treating you well, and welcome back to the Hive. Hey, Mew, B. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out, but feel free to put this on in the background as always. We are gonna go through some advice from your fellow bees, your fellow bees, your fellow bees, your fellow bees, that they put in the community tab this week. And so yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk about life. I have an exciting video coming to you guys in the future that we just filmed. I filmed with a very special person that you'll see very soon. But yeah, this is me. I feel like I'm a little fuzzy. Am I fuzzy? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a wipe down. Oh, my mic. I don't think my mic's working. Guys, sorry. I think I just disrupted my microphone, but we're gonna keep going. Oh no, this happened earlier, but yeah, we'll do some soft spoken right now. How's your guys' day going? I know, life is crazy. We get technical difficulties. We love it. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna talk like this for a bit as I get my microphone situated. What's up? Ha 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 ha. So, I think we might do some soft spoken this way. I'm gonna keep trying my microphone, but it's Thursday, it's one of those days. Life can be crazy, We love life, but that's how it goes sometimes. I'm still trying to get this to work, but yeah, sometimes we have some technical difficulties, sometimes we don't. This is one of those days. But yeah, feel free to just sit back, relax. There we go. Better, right? Now you can hear me? I think you can. Work it down a little bit. Okay. And we are gonna just kind of go for it. I'm gonna do it a little more. So, today's been a good day for me. I was working, at the coffee shop and everything today. It was kind of busy, but yeah, it's been good. We're gonna get into our advice in about, let's say, like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But yeah, let's just see how this goes. As always, if you guys have any advice, feel free to put in the community tab, or to also just kind of, you can put in the comments here. We can address it in a future video, or wherever your heart desires. So let's get into it. So we're gonna get into our first advice. As always, if you're watching this live, feel free to comment what you think your advice opinions would be for this person. If you're watching this later, please do the same. These are all people in this hive that are asking for advice, not just from me, but from you guys too. So even if this video is posted, please put it down in the comments. It will help the people that need advice. So let's get into it. So the first thing that someone needs advice about, and I'm gonna read it right now, is from, I'm gonna say the names from now on. If you guys don't want me to say the names, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will make sure the other videos for advice I don't say the names. But from user Charlie DZEU, they said that this is what they said they need advice for. They said, I have recently gotten my PTSD diagnosis, and it specifically hinders me in starting a side job. Therapy waiting lists are long, and I want to make progress without running out of every work opportunity when the panic strikes. Advice. Love, much love. I'll read it one more time. I have recently gotten my PTSD diagnosis, and it specifically hinders me in starting a side job. Therapy waiting lists are long, and I want to make progress without running out of every work opportunity when the panic strikes. Any advice? So this is a lot. I hope for you, Charlie, that getting this diagnosis has been something that's bringing you some peace. Therapy is hard to get into, but let's talk about how you can make some progress with getting work opportunities before panic strikes, before it sets in. Let's talk about some little things that can happen. I mean, I'm not like I'm not a therapist or anything, so I don't know what's actually the healthy things to do. But I think for this, let's think. I think the best advice for this is to go slow. You know, it might feel very overwhelming that there's a lot of these opportunities, like job opportunities. I know you can't keep thinking that, you know, you might be stressing yourself out by thinking that there are more to come and that you're like losing it or whatever. I want you to know that you're not. There will always be work, there will always be jobs in the future for you, and that is the case. So go slow. You know, how do we, you know, make progress without running out of every work opportunity when the panic strikes? So, yeah, I think going slow, I think believing in yourself, knowing that you're capable of these roles, of this job, of everything is really important. I know nothing about PTSD, and I know nothing about how therapy will help that. I believe therapy will help, but I want you to be really easy on yourself. This is something that you need assistance with. That's why you're diagnosed too, and know that it's okay if you can't do it all by yourself, and don't expect yourself to. I know it might feel like you want to be productive right now. You might feel like you want to start getting better at, you know, going for work opportunities, but be slow. I think this will also help you to be slow, to take deep breaths if panic starts to set in. Just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and don't deny it. Don't run away from it. Just be like, hey, I'm having a panic attack right now. I'm feeling a lot of panic right now. And just acknowledge that, and you're fine. I hope you're safe. But also just know that this isn't a life or death situation. You need work to live, but you know, these opportunities, these work opportunities, they'll keep coming. I promise you, they'll keep coming for you. You do want to make progress. So how can we make progress going for work opportunities when you have like panic attacks? How do we do that? I don't know if you guys have any advice, but I think if I'm right, panic attacks aren't really anything you can control. It kind of is like your body just taking over. So I think it's more right now of accepting it. I don't think it's trying to like shove it under the carpet or find these tools or tool sets to help you move past those things. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's about acknowledging it and allowing yourself to go through the motions and the waves of these feelings, right? And that will help you to get these work opportunities, because I think once you realize you're having a panic attack, and you can kind of like disassociate from it and be like, that's not me that's having it, it's just like my body's doing this, but this doesn't mean that I'm not qualified or I'm not good enough or I'm not able to do these job opportunities. You're going to gain a lot of power and confidence in being able to do these things, and that's what we're aiming for, right? It's to gain confidence and power into doing these job opportunities that are scary for us. You know, I think that's what we strive for. So, yeah. Again, if you're new here, I'm going to read the prompt again, and you can tell me if you have any advice. It's pretty specific, but I think I gave some good advice. It said, I have recently gotten my PTSD diagnosis, and it specifically hinders me in starting a side job. Therapy waiting lists are long, and I want to make progress without running out of every work opportunity when panic strikes. Any advice? Any advice? Any advice? Do you guys have any advice at all for that? For someone that has PTSD that got diagnosed and it's specifically hindering them from starting any side job. They're gonna join therapy, but the waiting list is really long. So they're gonna wait for therapy, but they want to still make progress in trying to get these side work opportunities. But when these opportunities happen, they get scared, they get a panic attack. How do we work through this as a community? Have you ever had a panic attack or a scare? What are your tricks to dealing with panic? Do you have anything that you do? Is it breathing exercises? Or do you just let it go? You just allow yourself to feel it and you wait for it to be over? I personally don't know. I've only had, I think, one panic attack in my life, and it happened when I was in college because I was really stressed. It wasn't for a work opportunity. It was when I was acting, and I fled. I had to fight. I think when you have a panic attack, it's very innate. You have the fight or flight reaction. Mine was to flee. Sometimes you can't, choose what you're gonna do. And I think acknowledging that is there's power in being like, hey, my body's doing this. It's okay. I'm panicking right now. But yeah, do you guys have any tips or tricks for if you're in a panic attack or having one to like calm yourself down? Or if you get panic episodes, how do you go about life, gaining the opportunities that you still want in life? I think I answered that well, but if you guys in the comments, if you're watching this video, if you have any advice, please let us know down below. I am going to go into the next advice, and also if you guys are watching this, if you think of anything that you want advice from your fellow bees or anything you want to celebrate, feel free to put it in this. I will also probably do a little bit of a ramble at the end, depending if time amounts. But the next piece of advice that someone is craving, the next piece of advice someone is craving, the next piece of advice that someone is craving from the Hive, from this beautiful collective of bees, is I'll answer this in a second, or actually we can answer this now. So I have one more piece of advice, but Mew, you just put something into the chat. You said, what do you think about Asperger people? I have it, and it's hard for me to feel comfortable in society. I overthink a lot, and sometimes I can't control it. Oh, hey, Edge ASMR. Hey, I want you to know, my cousin has Aspergers, and I want you to know that if you feel weird or uncomfortable, I want you to know that we all feel weird and uncomfortable all the time. So everything that you're feeling, if you feel like you're have trouble socially or whatever, I want you to know that I feel that too, and everyone usually feels that. And so I relate a lot to you, and a lot of people relate a lot to you, and you're not weird or different at all in the ways that you're not in the ways that I'm not weird or different. I love people with Asperger's just because I also know my cousin has it, and she is the kindest, smartest person I know. And yeah, let me just see what else your thing was. I know it feels hard to feel comfortable in society sometimes and not overthink a lot, but sometimes you can't control it. Hey, a lot of love, yeah. It's okay to overthink it. I just want you to know that, this is something that I deal with too, is whatever you're focusing a lot on that you're nervous about, no one else around you, I swear, is noticing or caring as much as you are. So if you feel socially uncomfortable, I just want you to know that people around you don't. And I promise you, the people that want to be in your life will be in your life. And A lot of people just want to love you. There are a lot of weird people in this world, and there are a lot of weird people that don't have Aspergers or that live in this world too, and there are, yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of like socially uncomfortable people all over the thing, so it doesn't matter that you have it or not, is basically all I'm trying to say. And we all have those moments, and you're not alone at all. I feel socially uncomfortable sometimes, and I know everyone does, and I have a lot of love for you. I think a lot of people know it's hard and difficult. We're very accepting and understanding. Yeah, I understand you, and I think a lot of people understand you. I grew up, and I think a lot of people grew up understanding how difficult it is, because we all live in this world, and I understand how difficult it is to connect to people socially. It's really difficult. It takes a lot of willpower, and you honestly might be more at peace by not understanding everything all the time. It is so exhausting, I promise you, and I don't understand everything all the time. Sebastian says, I'd say no matter what it is, the only people that make rude comments or show judgment are people that are at war in their own mind and often suffering the most. Sebastian, I totally agree. Everyone is a direct reflection of their internal monologue. So if someone's making you feel uncomfortable, it says a lot more about them than it does you. So I also, if you have Asperger's or if you don't, but if you feel uncomfortable in a situation, it might be, because you have that, and maybe you're not understanding. But I also want you to know that people that really care about you, they will make you feel comfortable, or they'll do their best. And I think it'll be very obvious to you that they're trying. And if it's not obvious, because I know Asperger's sometimes it's not always clear, I want you to believe that a lot of us have good intentions, and we want you to feel comfortable. And you can always ask questions. Always ask questions. I promise you. People just want to love at the end of the day. What is the next thing? Okay, here's another question. What do you think about gay bashing within the gay community? Will feminine guys one day be accepted in society? Ooh, this is such a good question. What do we think? I think gay bashing is terrible. I think it is something that even if you're not gay, you can kind of relate to this. You know how we live in a male and women-dominated world, right? Cisgender, very masculine and feminine. Feminine qualities are usually submissive and feel very second class. That's just how we kind of, I don't know if you agree, but we kind of like grew up in this world very male-dominated and women, and we're finally getting to an equal level playing field. But in the gay community, it is also that we have masculine presenting men and feminine men, and there is this dominating and submissive quality. Now, don't get me wrong, there are masked people, like myself, for instance. I think I'm masked. I mean, we're all blurring lines, but I sometimes prefer to be submissive, right? We all have these lines, and so it's not equivalent. You could be feminine, be very dominant. We're all mixtures, right? I really hope one day things will change. And I think feminine guys will be accepted in society. I totally do, because like I'm trying to say is like we're all actually all the same. All of us want to be feminine sometimes. All of us want to be masculine sometimes. And if you deny that, I think you're wrong. There are going to be days where you want to feel pretty, you want to feel looked at, you're going to want to be having these feminine characteristics that are classified as feminine, and you might just not present those or show those. And same with masculine, you might want to feel strong, powerful, So I hope one day they are accepted. I think, in my opinion, I think that they are accepted, but I kind of understand what you mean. Do you mean, I get what you kind of mean. Maybe they're not like the idealistic version of what a gay man is. That's because a lot of gay people have homophobia. That's what people don't talk about, is a lot of people in the gay community are homophobic. They're classist. They are, they want masculine versus feminine, right? Those are things that we all struggle with. Let me see what else. Let me know, Leonardo, if that answers. I think they will be accepted. I already accept them, but I understand what that is. Sebastian says we're gonna move on to another question for advice. So yeah, if you guys want any advice, throw it in the comments. Sebastian says, hey Nick, if you get a minute or two, I'd really appreciate any advice on being okay with doing nothing. I feel like I need to constantly need to do something, or else anxiety seems to arise. Sebastian, I relate so much to that comment, and I think so many people do too. I'm in the same boat. I have this weird fix. I don't know if you guys have this, where you feel like you have to be productive all the time to society, to the people you love, to feel worthy. My advice is that you have to force yourself to do nothing. I think, okay, this is really stupid, ready? I feel like a lot of us, we grow up thinking that we're really smart, that we know what we need to do to live a good life, that we need to be productive, make money, and that we think that when we're not doing anything, it's not beneficial. That is complete bogus. Complete bogus. You need to be bored. You need to do nothing. It helps reset your brain. You need to be bored to reset your dopamine levels. You need to be okay with doing nothing so you can slow down, so you can meditate, so you can have a moment to think. Doing nothing is probably the most important thing that you could do in your life. And I know that sounds weird because we grow up thinking we need to be really productive. But what's strange is by doing nothing, it is a form of being productive. It's just something that you can't tangibly see. You can't tangibly see that you're relaxed. You can't tangibly see that your dopamine levels are becoming, equalizing. You can't see that you're becoming happier, that you're resting. These are things that your subconscious needs that you might not understand. So just think of it like that you need to do nothing to reset, in order to do things that you want to be productive in. I think that's my advice. Do you guys have any advice for how to be okay with doing nothing? Do you have any advice or any tricks that, will stop you from being productive, will stop you from, coping with it in maybe bad ways, right? Any advice for spending a night in and doing nothing versus, drinking and going and hanging out with friends? What can help encourage you to do nothing? Because I think doing nothing is really important. For me, I have to force myself, Sebastian, I have to force myself in so many ways that, like this Monday, I usually work every day. I do Uber Eats on the days I'm not doing coffee so I can make money. And Monday I said, this could be a day where you do absolutely nothing. You're not going to talk to anyone. You're not going to do any YouTube. You're not going to do a single thing. And you're just going to watch TV. And I think what's going to help you and help everyone is, if you're a really productive person, you need to schedule those times. So be like, hey, on Friday, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. Instead of living life, having a moment where you're doing nothing, and choosing that to be your nothing time. That's really difficult because you are going to feel like you're going to be needing to do something. I also have another trick, but yeah, I think the first trick for being comfortable with not doing anything, doing nothing, is to set a day in advance where you're not going to do anything, so you don't feel guilty about it, okay? Another trick for being comfortable with doing nothing and not being productive is this trick, and I think it's gonna serve you really well, Sebastian. It's called I'm actually making this up, but it's called like the 3-point checklist. I used to do this every day when you wake up. Pick 3 things that you need to do in that day that are important. Only 3 things. The first thing, the second thing, the third thing. Is it working? Is it seeing a friend? Is it eating? Is it, pick your first 3 things, and as you go through the day, you're going to cross those things out. Your only goal that day is to do those 3 things. Once you do those 3 things, you don't have to do a single thing you don't want to do. You don't have to do a single thing you don't want to do. The nice thing about doing this, if you choose 3 things that you need to do, what it shows you and illuminates is that you had a really productive day when you cross it out, but also shows you that you can do all that and then do nothing throughout the day because you succeeded, right? Yeah, it's good for people in college as well. I forget there was a quote, we always overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. We always think we can do so much in a day, and the reality is you can't do like shit in a day. You can only do up to 3 things really effectively. So pick those 3 things, pick the things that are really important to you, do them, cross them out, and then allow yourself to say, oh, I had a really successful day. That's it. I did my 3 important things, so now I can rest and do nothing. And that is how we get comfortable with doing nothing. That's also how you do work-life balance. Don't make a list of everything you need to do and then be like, okay, I did those 3 things. Oh, I'm feeling really good, so I'm gonna do the 4th and 5th and 6th. Don't do that. Especially don't do that when you're feeling good about what you've been doing. When you feel good about what you've been doing, that's exactly when you need to stop. You need to stop and do nothing, because this is also a writing trick, because when you stop, you're going to remember that you actually enjoyed doing those things, so the next day you'll do 3 additional things and you won't feel sluggish. It's like a trick I do for writing, or when you're in flow state. So a flow state is like when you're doing like a habit or something that you really want to get into. It's challenging, and like when time disappears. The trick for making it a habit so that you do these things is that you enter a flow state where you're really loving it, and you end before the flow state is done. You end before you get exhausted. And you do that, you force yourself to end, because then you remember it being a really fun experience and you'll come again the next day. Instead of ending it burnt out, you're going to be like, I'm tired, I don't want to do it again, right? So that's what that is. Okay. I'm going to just keep going through these. So Leonardo said, yeah, but I feel like guys walk away from me the minute they realize I'm not the most masculine guy ever. In the community, there's this appreciation for masculine guys. Can you understand that? Leonardo, if you're new here, we're talking about gay culture, feminine versus masculine guys in gay society. Also stick around because I'll be going through other advice too, but I agree. I think, Leonardo, you know what I'm going to say? And you're not going to want to hear it. The people that are ignoring you and giving you shit for not being masculine are not the people you want to be around. I fucking promise you. There was a guy that I actually was just trying to see that blocked me on Snapchat today. Who was like DL, very masculine. And I don't know if you believe in God or the universe, but what I'm telling myself right now, it hurts to be rejected. Especially when you find someone attractive. Especially... and this is a judgment, Leonardo, let me know in the comments down below. If you're more feminine, are you more into masculine guys? That's usually how I view it. Let me know if that's true. And if that's the case, I get why it hurts to be put down for not being masculine enough. But I want you to know that my literal thing is that I'm being like God or the universe is... taking this person out of my life is making me feel really rejected by this person because they don't want me to be with this person. I have nothing to learn. Only bad experiences are going to come from that person. It's a sign. So the people that are telling you you're not masculine enough, they're not the people you need in your life right now. There will be someone that is totally in love with you, totally thinks you're sexy and hot and attractive. The trick is are you overlooking those people? And you might, and I have this problem too, where we might think that we can get someone that's more attractive or more a certain type versus the people that we actually should be going for. It might be a little bit under that, but have all this emotional capacity that is way more important and easier to fall in love with. That's my thing. But I totally get it. The community is definitely more masculine orientated, and I fall in that too. I feel like I have to be masculine all the time. Let me know if that answered that. If you have any more questions, Leonardo, let me know. Okay, so Hijam, you said, I need your opinion about living in a homophobic city with a homophobic family, and I'm gay. What should I do? I literally have no one. I want to say, first off, it's not true that you don't have anyone. You have me, and you have this community. You have this beautiful hive. We are all filled with straight people, gay people, and everyone in between, and we are your support system right now. We got you. I want you to know that you're loved. There are people like you out in this world, even here. There's a lot of viewers. I get messages all the time, but there are a lot of viewers that don't comment, but they relate to you, and I promise you someone here right now relates to you, and they're sending you a lot of love. Being gay in a homophobic environment, the most important thing, I need you to believe in this, is you need to have faith that it's gonna get better, and it will. There will be a time, I don't know how old you are right now, but there will be a time where you will be able to surround yourself in the right environment around the right people. What sucks is you might not be able to do that right now, but I hope that this channel and this Hive can at least give you a taste of that and give you the love and the strength that you need, because it's really important. You live in Morocco. If I say I'm gay, I'll get killed even by my family. Oh, I'm so sorry. The most important thing is safety. So be safe, but also live your authentic self. I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't know if you can ever move. But I want you to know that you are loved and that there are a lot of people like you in this world. I'm sorry that you grew up in a place where it's not accepted. It breaks my heart, and it breaks everyone else's here, I think, too. Because you're just a person trying to love someone, right? At the end of the day, you, God, or the universe, whoever is watching, or in this world, they made you this way. They made you gay, they made you straight or whatever, because there's someone in this world that you're meant to love that is of that orientation. And I want you to know that you're gonna find that person, you're gonna love them, whether it's online or in person. And I want you to know that we exist, and although we might not be tangible, and the people that you really care about right now might not be able to support you in that way, it's important to find a new family too. Find people that will support you, and we will support you. Moving is too hard. You should have a lot of money or to get married for a visa. Yeah, I totally get it. I think it's impractical to tell you to move. That's just kind of avoiding everything. Obviously, if there's anything you can change, do it. But safety is really important. I want you to know, too, that there's different ways of loving people. There's obviously the ways of being out and open with gay love, Pride Month and everything. That's so important, right? But the way that you can love yourself and love people and love gay people, you can also do it very, I don't want to say subtly, but you can also do it in the actions that you do for other people in your world. You know, maybe you can't sexually be connected to someone in that way, and oh, that's so hard. But maybe there's a way that you can connect to people of the same sex in a way, maybe even platonic or sexually, that is what your mission can be. Oh, Hitchem, hey, I'm 26 and I've never fallen in love and I've never had a boyfriend. So, boy, you're not alone. I promise you, we're all in it together. We're all in it together, so don't even worry about it. I promise you we're all in it. Okay, I'm gonna go on to another advice. Okay, so Sebastian said, this isn't deep, but what's your favorite part of working at a coffee shop? Yo, okay. I love when they remember my name, makes my day. Hey, Sebastian, sick. I have regulars, I remember their name. Oh, Hitchem, we love you so much. You are so loved and so special, I hope you know that. And you got this, and you have us here, you have me here. You can hit me up on Instagram too if you need help. Sebastian, I'm going to answer your question in a sec, but Leonardo said, maybe you should try to move to Europe. My family is Arab as well. Spain is just up north, and there are so many Arabs here. You would have a much better life. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe that should be a goal. I think it's really important to surround yourself with people that can support you, but also take your time. Okay. My favorite part of coffee shop is waking up early for work. I worked today from 6:30 to 1:30, and I absolutely loved. Waking up early with the sunrise, giving people coffee, making their day, and talking. There's a lot of people that you talk to that are really cool, that have different stories. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. But you need a visa. So, I I'm gonna keep the ball rolling, y'all. These are really good questions, but I have one more advice that I need your guys' help with. My phone battery is dying again, so I'm gonna try and cut this off before it dies, so we don't have the same problem as last time. But let me know what your advice for this is. Ready? So this is the last one. It's from Lay. Lay says, I've been suffering with severe anxiety and depression since I was 13, and I'm 20 now. For some reason, it's gotten worse in the last year. It affects my everyday life, and I'm not able to work at the moment because of it. How do I get past this? How do I become stronger, I guess you could say. Thank you, Nick. I love you loads. Lay. Severe anxiety and depression. How do you guys work through this? Lay, I think that's... I'm sorry that it's so debilitating. I have a friend that has really bad depression and anxiety, and it stopped him even from going from school. Hi, Victoria. What's up? I love you, girl. We're talking about... You walked in, we're talking about depression and how to get over anxiety and everything, and how to get stronger through it. Do you guys have any advice? How do we get past anxiety and depression on a daily basis? My thing is, I don't think it's something you get past. It's so hard because our brains are all wired different, right? I used to really try and do positive psychology. Gratitude is really helpful, and I know this sounds so stupid because it's just like, Nick, like putting what I'm grateful for doesn't just put a band-aid over depression, and I get it. But what it does is if you do it daily enough, it actually triggers the way that you view the world in a way that hopefully it's more positive. You're going to be looking out for things that you're actually enjoying in life, and it might surprise you what you enjoy. It's like the little things. So try that. There's so many wonderful things to be excited about in this life. There really are, and I think a way to get out of depression and funks is to see where you're getting your information from and stop it. So stop social media, stop anything that you're seeing in the news. I'm a big advocate for not watching the news, and I know that's very, very controversial because we want to stay up to date, but I'm a big believer that I'm going to find out the information from the people around me. I do that because my mental health gets really bad when I'm watching news for so long about all the terrible things that are happening in this world. Because, yeah, they're terrible, but also there are wonderful, great things that are happening all the time that we are never talking about. Victoria says, I just have a good cry and try to move forward. Crying, feeling, writing is so cathartic. Have you ever made art? Art is a drug. It is how I feel all of my negativity, all my depression, all my sadness into writing, into drawing. Just for yourself, you don't have to show anyone. Do that. Put on some music, cry. Itchum says maybe trying to push bad feelings out. Talk about them, cry, scream. Yeah, just like emote, feel those, punch a pillow. All those things I think are very, very important. Yeah, and I think positivity, where you're getting your sources, kicking out on social media, is really, really important. Yeah. I'm sorry it's debilitating. I want you to have faith that it's going to get better. It really will. There are so many great things to love in this world, and I don't know, y'all. I sometimes feel bad for being like saying those things. I don't want to downplay depression, right? But there are so many great things to love. The sun, the nature around us, like all of this, it's just so randomly made. We're all gonna die. We are, but that's a beautiful thing because you don't have to do a single thing. Like, this just gonna happen, and you're not gonna feel pain. I promise. I promise you. There's no worry in worrying about that. People around you don't give a fuck about half the things that you do. Be a superhero. Go recreate yourself. You know, you have so many different versions of yourself you haven't even seen yet. Eat your favorite food. Make love. Find love. There's just so much juicy stuff in this world that you can tap into. You just have to learn to look for it and search for it. And it's hard to like get out of that fog, right? But it's really important to go for that. Leonardo says focus on every little victory that you get. This way your body is going to release some good hormones and you'll get better on a daily basis. Yes, dopamine. Go to the gym. Stop jacking off. Stop. This might surprise you, you might be an extrovert. I got really bad depression because I would be alone all the time and it made me feel worse, and I realized that, hey, I feel uncomfortable, but by being around people it makes me feel better. Force yourself to do those things. What else? Victoria says, where I force myself to get out of bed, get all dolled up and go out. Might have shopping addiction, but it's getting better. I love that though, Victoria. Yeah. I did this yesterday and I got into this today too. Dress up. Make yourself feel hot. It's okay to use outside validation to help trigger you to start feeling good. I want you to know though that life is worth living, and there are so many beautiful things. It's just all about trying to figure out how to see it, and you will see it. It might be as simple as just like finding one thing a day that you actually like really enjoyed, and it sounds stupid, but if you keep that habit up, your mind's gonna change, and I promise you it will. It changed my mind. That's why I have an app on my phone. It's for gratitude, and I highly recommend that you do that. Okay, is there any other advice you guys want? I'm gonna give us 5 more minutes because my phone's about to die. Again, I gotta charge it, but I did an ASMR video before this with a collab with Edge ASMR, so that's why my phone battery's a little down. But is there any other advice that you guys want from the Hive, or any advice you have for depression or anything? I'm gonna give you guys 30 more seconds, but I just want to say I love you, and I'm proud of you, and thank you for being here and being part of the Hive. It really gives me a lot of meaning in life, and I just hope you know that you are doing really great in this world, and that it's okay to do nothing, and that, with Aspergers and stuff too, people will love you. People want to love you in this world. They want to see all the cool things you're gonna do, and you're gonna do cool things, and everyone's weird. Everyone's self-conscious. No one's perfect. And I hope that gives you some peace, because it's cooler to lean into your weird self, to lean into your uncomfortable self, because that's where your light shines. That's where you as a kid blossomed. And we all want to see that again. So please just lean into that and know that you are so loved. And yeah. Okay guys, I'm gonna say adios. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. And as always, if you didn't watch the full video, check it down below and write some comments and advice for all the advice that we were trying to give out today. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'll see you guys very, very soon, okay? Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, 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 bye.